load of pegs are going down and then people are dropping out there, and I don't think that's fair. So next year this event will be invite only. Anyone in this room will have an invite, and the rest can go on a reserve list or whatever. So thank you for your support, because it means a lot to me.
Thanks for organising it. Thank you, Dave.
And ultimately, this is now one of the major Wye titles, and one of you today will become part of River Wye match fishing history. So it's something to fish for. I want to make it, it's a big title and it needs celebrating accordingly. So that's what we're fishing for. And like I say, thanks for the support. So first call, spud on its optional there. There's an optional tenner there if you want to, walk over the nice wad if you get stuck into that. So that needs to be done before the draw. Obviously, we're self-sufficient with scales. You'll know if you draw scales, it'll say on your ticket, but I'll also tell you as you draw as well. Please, if you draw scales, you take the scales and the board. If it says assist, you don't take anything, you just help out at the end. Please don't dump the scales with someone else if you want to go home or whatever, and that it causes problems. Okay, so if you want to pack up and take your kit back to the car and then come back and do the weigh-in and get off quickly, great. But please don't dump the scales. It's just no scales at the moment.
Don't know where that is. No. Right, good morning guys, here we are. It's the 2025 Feeder Championships on the way. I'm one of the early ones to draw, thought I'd get in early. I've drawn an area that I didn't really want to draw. It's a hell of a long walk again, Field Farm, 122, and I got a assist with the scales, so there you are. Anyway, I'm walking back to the car now. I'll see you down on the peg, and I'll talk to you a bit more then when I'm down there. Okay. Well, there you are. How far you reckon we walked now? About a mile? It got to be.
Wow, it's close on, 3/4 of a mile, isn't it?
3/4 of a mile, yeah, past those trees and beyond.
Just to get to not even the first peg.
Yeah, and tell you what, Dave Roberts in his wisdom, but he must know what he's doing, obviously. He's dropped the pegs down to basically the middle of the section where the fish are, which is a good thing. So, what was your name?
Dave Wallace.
Hiya Dave, anyway, this is Dave, nice to see you. What peg you got, the end peg, is
126,
it?
Yeah.
126, yeah. You just say, 30 years ago you came here and you walked across this field, yeah. You won't do it now.
We had trolleys in them days, so it was a big old walk in them days.
Yeah, of course, in them days you had wicker baskets, didn't we? It's all lightened up. But like you tried crossing that now with the mud, sure, you get no chance. But that's apparently, there's a road up on the top that's better to go down the end, but just crossing this. Where are you from, Dave, anyway?
Yeah, near Evesham.
Oh yeah, I see you up Evesham all the time, don't I?
Yeah.
Fair do, sir. Do you fish the Wye a lot now? Or?
Yeah, just the Wye really now.
Yeah.
Such good fishing that it's not worth going anywhere else, to be honest.
Do you know, going back, got to be 25, 30 years, I used to fish the Wye and Evesham, and I said to Dave Arrell, I said, you want to come up the Wye fishing? I said, you'll love it. He hummed and ha'd, eventually come, and he fell in love with it.
He did, yeah.
And fair dues to Dave, he basically helped promote it, and it's become a tremendous venue now. But anyway, we're out in the 6th year, the Wilds. So I'll carry on there, Dave. You carry on, I'm just taking my time, I'm knackered already. All right, mate. Ta-ra. Okay, well, I've arrived at my peg. As I said, Dave Roberts in his wisdom, fair dues to him, what he's done, he hasn't put the top pegs in, which normally start from the island. I would have been 1 below or 2 below the island, which isn't all that good. But what he's done, he's dropped it into the middle section of Field Farm, where I know it can be good. As you know, I've been here a couple of times now, and every time it's always been sort of maybe a couple of pegs below, I think. Probably slightly better than mine. But there you are. Very wide by here as well. Quite shallow as well, what I remember. And I don't know if anyone remember, you probably don't, but if you ever go back and look at that last match I was on Field Farm last year, the water was up and the water was belting through, and you think you know it all sometimes, don't you? Well, anyway, I thought, well, the fish are not going to be out in that fast water. I thought I'd fish this side in the slack, and I ended up with about £4. Well, anyway, above me, they've had £20 and £30, and when I asked them afterwards, they all caught out in the flow, in the fast coloured water. Would you believe it? It's unbelievable, isn't it? So, you know, you never know. You think you get it right, you think you know fish, but you don't always. So as I say, we're always learning, lessons learned every match we fish. So anyway, so what I've done, I'm opting for 2 rods, one block end and one open end with, I'm going to use a ground bait and a bread flake. I don't know if that's going to work, I'm not sure, because I think they've got a mixture of chub and barbel along this stretch. On the other rod, I'm just going to put a block end and fish probably just past the middle, I think. Yeah, I don't need to go too far across. Of course, it looks a lovely float fishing peg, fair dues. I tell you what, I'd be wetting myself now if I thought, you know, we could fish the float. Because I can imagine a chub going down there with the bread. Poof, lovely flow on it and everything today. The only dreary side is the weather. It's just a bit misty just now, just started to speckle a bit of rain, but it stopped at the moment, so hopefully I can do some videoing and you can see it. Now, feeder fishing, it's not one of my fortes. It's not something that I actually set up first or fish first, because generally I look at feeder fishing if you're scratching and you're trying to catch a few fish. Well, anyway, now, saying that, I've had my successes on the feeder. I should do very well down East Dock and Port Talbot Dock down in Cardiff. I've had some good weights down there, you know, 70, 80 pounds of bream. You know, and, you know, I won a match last year, didn't I? A twinning on the feeder, bream, 44 pounds. So, you know, I'm no stranger to feeder fishing. As I say, because it's a feeder only match today, obviously that's all we can do. And now, after this video, I come to mind about feeders and how they developed over the years, and basically how they've changed a lot and methods. So what I'm going to do, probably maybe during the week after this match, let's see how I do. Let's hope I do all right. If not, I've had 2 blanks now the last 2 matches. Anyway, what I intend to do is actually go through the feeders over the years and what they're all using these days and how they fish them. So that'll be an interesting vlog. So there you are. Pre-warning if you're interested in coming and having a look at that. Probably on my next vlog. We'll see anyway. Okay, let me carry on. I'm going to tackle up, get everything in place, and I'll come back to you just before the match. Okay, just thought I'd go show you some feeders. This is going to be for the ground bait with a lump of bread on, 40 gram. These are 60 gram, really heavy ones. What I might do is take the ends off of that so I can get it out there. I could probably use a cap, a black cap one for the maggots. I've got some window feeders as well, which I might, if it's struggling, or you know, if the fish sort of shy off the feeders a little bit. I got different ones. I got the old Drennan bullet ones as well. So those are going to be my 2 approaches. Those 2 there. In fact, I'll get one of them out ready. And so I got different weights there. Obviously, it depends on the flow. But the idea is to cast across. Obviously. Create a little bow in the line and then wait for a drop back bite. That's how you tend to fish these feeders, to hold bottom. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put a lead out there. I'm going to just see, I'm going to put a sort of a 2 gram or 20 gram I should say lead out, just to see if that will hold bottom, and then if that's the case, then I know where I'm going. Okay, not allowed to put a feeder out, so I'll just put a lead out. Okay, see you in a bit. Right, I'm going to just put the lead out now, just to see what it's like. Also position my rod rest. just slightly deeper, just closer than you come. Yeah. That'll do. Okay, about 5 minutes ago now, I'd had to put a coat on because it's like a bit of a drizzle in the air. Right, I'll just quickly go through with what I'm doing, so you can see. Right, first of all, I got my breadcrumb, right, with the bread ready. Okay, that's my ground bait, that's my bread mix. I've also got a meat and fish mix down there. I do a range of, I don't know if you know, but I do a range of meat and mixed ground bait, which works really well. Know me in coloured water, but because it's got a nice meaty flavour, ideal with luncheon meat. But what I've done, I've put a bit of fish with today, case for the barbel, okay, and a few pellets. So I got casters, reds, hemp, meat, corn, and pellets, hard pellets and soft pellets. So that should cover it. Oh, I hate that when you know you got to keep changing it, chopping and changing, but I think you have to sometimes. Hopefully, I was going to start on the bread. Normally that's quite instant. The trouble is it messes it up for the barbel then, because they don't like the bread for some reason. So what do? Do I start off on the maggot or casters? And see what's there first, give it a half hour, then if nothing, then go on the bread. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Probably the wrong thing to do, but anyway, that's my tactics. Right, I got on my bread line, I got Fluoro 20 hook length with £6 mainline, and £6 mainline on my block end, black cap. Okay, and I'm on a size 14 on that one. Okay, so let's see how it goes. Okay, catch you in a minute when it starts. Just letting some line out, create a bow in the line. Take it easy to begin with, I think. I think I landed on some weed then. Take it easy to begin with, I think. I think I landed on some weed then. Okay, well it's about 15-20 minutes now, no bites yet. The rain is starting to come down a bit, well, a bit of a drizzle. I did see a little fish, I don't know whether it might have been a bleak or something topping down there. I'll keep going, you never know. It is cold though, I just felt the water, it's dropped a degree or two. It might warm up though. As I say, they did forecast a little bit of rain. And right, so what I'm doing, I'm just putting it slightly in front of me, or in front of me, slightly down, and I'm putting a bow in the line, because if I put a straight line to it, it'll just come off the bottom. This way it sort of holds it. I learned this method many years ago, sea fishing. I was invited to go on a boat, the Colby, down in South Wales in the Channel, and the current is so fast, it's unbelievable. He was in like pound weights, 2 pound weights, the whole bottom, and the only way they could do it is to put a big bow in the line, so it's like uptide casting sort of thing. Anyway, I thought, well, I wonder whether that would work on a river. So me and my friend Clive Branson, we came down, fished the Wye on a regular basis, and we did use the feeder then. I mean, we tried all sorts of things. We tried grip leads and all sorts of things, the whole bottom. But anyway, I said, well, let's try this big bow in the line and see if we can get away with it. And anyway, lo and behold, we could manage the whole bottom, with 20, 30 grams, 40 grams. Where before, it just, it would just come off the bottom. We also used fluorescent line in them days. So the boaters, when they come up and down the river, they could see our line, and they would stay clear away. They'd stay away from us. But that don't happen anymore. Anyway. But so yeah, that's where it first started. And of course, I wrote an article in the Angling Times many years ago. And anyway, after that, everyone apparently had been using it. I don't know. I hadn't heard of it before. Nor did a lot of other anglers. But it certainly worked. I mean, we've had some great weights, especially on the lower Wye, where it's quite fast flowing. And we tried it sort of up at Belmont and Hereford way, and it works. I think most people do it these days, I don't know. But I think the Wye's a funny old place. It's either fish or famine. sometimes you'll get, you'll put in, for example, and within a couple of chucks you start catching fish. But on occasions, like so far, then there's nothing happening at the moment. I think we're 20 minutes, half hour nearly now. I just had the lad come down as well, asked me if he caught any buds. I said no, he hasn't either. So I know he's gone walking now, so let's see if they've caught down there. I will try the bread shortly because, as I say, with bread, it seems to be a bit instant if there's any fish around. But the only reason I didn't start on it, as I mentioned, is because once you put bread in, it's the barbels seem to steer away from it. They prefer just, particle baits, really. But we'll see anyway. I'll give another 10 minutes or so on this. Yeah, it's like a fine drizzle in the air. Horrible drizzle, it gets damp. But that's a godsend, this little tray. That's Lee Gregory from Bristol. When he fishes disabled for the England team. Very good friend of mine, and you must have known I was hard up, I think. You give me the box, you give me the tray. You also give me 4 cadence reels, which I use anyway, open face reels. So I've got a couple of good subscribers like that who sort of given me some close face reels over the years. Even had one sent to me from Australia. One guy. That's great, so. Well, let's hope we don't get a blank like I've had the last couple of weeks, last couple of matches. As I say, there's not much we can do here except sit it out, really. So I will try the bread in a minute. I was going to set up a small feeder down the side, but I thought, well, you're not going to really compete with catching little dace or, roach and that. And I know they live along here. But so do the chub and barbel. But whether they're in a feeder mood today or not, I don't know. I would think they are because, the river's been up and coloured, lately. And this stretch, because of the long walks, people don't tend to come along here that often. So it's not fished that often. So, that's why sometimes it throws us some great weights. The fish haven't been caught. I remember one match I come along here and a couple of years ago now, and some massive weights here. 100 odd pound, 114. There was a 80, 90 pound. A couple of 50s. I had 44 that match. I couldn't get the grips with it, but anyway. Living out. Right. I keep putting the feeder through because you never know. Get the bait on the trickling down the swim. Fish might come up. I'm on triple maggots at the moment. Triple maggots. As I said, 14 hook. But it's going any smaller really. Cast some maggots into the feeder. So we got a midweek match, 2-day spring festival coming up this week, so that's something to look forward to. All at Belmont. So that should be interesting. Should catch a few fish. As I say, this bit of hit and miss, this sort of fishing. Oh, a little knockback, but nothing. Okay. You know, I think they'll just come off the bottom then. Yeah. The dog walkers. But you got to strike at things because you never know. I mean, sometimes you just get a little twitch on the line and it's a fish on, you know. But I'm using a running line loop. I've always used that as one of my favourite, you know, rigs, mainly because it very rarely tangles and it's like a boat rig. So if the fish pull it, you pull it up to the loop, they'll hook themselves, you know. Sometimes we fish straight through, and sometimes we put like a helicopter rig. Right, now that drop back there, I leave that because I think that's just slightly moving on the bottom then. I mean, a bite would be more ferocious than that, generally. But it's a good concept, this Dave's introduced. You know, it's a feeder match. It's a regular match now. I think this could be the third year. One of my friends, Spud Murphy, won this, I think, on the first year, I think. He was drawn in town on peg 96, which is a flyer anyway, and he won the match. So, fair dues. I mean, that'd be a good draw today in the town. Because there's always fish there, you know, they tend to get there this time of the year. Right. Asses and their maggots. Yes, just bouncing a little bit, so I give it a bit more bow. I should hold it. Whoops. Hey, that. Oh, there's water coming in. I don't know. Trevor greedy things, you know, they'll gobble up all this bait if if they're around. I might have to put the umbrella up in a minute because, as I say, it's starting to get a bit heavier now, this rain. Yeah, put the umbrella up. Yeah. the feeder, I was talking about the feeder, and it's funny, I can go back many years ago when nobody hardly ever fished the feeder, and then I think it was some London boys started doing well with him on the Thames, using I think they were using sort of all sorts of things for feeders, like hair curlers and things like that. Obviously it developed, and I remember the Drennan feeders more than anything else. I think there were some other, like Dinsmore made some, I think, and a few others. But anyway, it caught on, and they used to call it the plastic pig for some reason. And a lot of people didn't like it because it became quite an equaliser then. All the good float anglers basically were getting beat by noddies, you know, anyone who could chuck the feeder out. I remember Ivan Marks saying it's a great method in the sense that the feeder, you fish the feeder to the amount of fish in the swim, in the sense that if you're getting bites, then you're bringing it in and out quicker, and you're obviously filling the feeder up, and you're feeding the fish on a regular basis, and it keeps the fish there. Well, obviously when the fish are not there, then you know, the choice is whether you keep on putting it in and out and hope that some fish come to that area. I remember Frank Barlow as well writing about it once, and he was saying it was a noise going into the swim that sort of attracted the fish. You know, I don't know how true that is. But anyway, yeah, it caught on the feeder, and well now, oh, yeah, that was a bite, and it's a small fish, yeah. Small fish feels like small anyway. Oh, it's caught me in a... got caught in a little twig then. Ah, quite a lively one. Yeah, I hate that when it goes through the lip. Yeah, this one. Tell you what I did notice, I noticed it's full of maggots and casters, so it's not a good sign. That means there probably might not be a lot of them in there. Right. What's happening? One, yeah. Two. What's he got below me? Oh, one chub. No, I was just going to do it and yeah. Anyone else caught? Yeah. He done me in the bloody branches here and I just managed to get it out. Yeah. Okay, I've given it a good 2 hours now. I've had the one chub. So I'm going to have a go on the bread now. See what happens. I mean, I'll give that half hour. If that don't work, then finish off on the meat and the nugget. So let's put that down now. An open-ended feeder. Right, I'm going to put the bread on just like I would as if I'm float fishing. Pinch it on. I'm just going to, yeah, so basically, nice big piece on a size 6. And I'm going to put the ground bait in. Yep. Right. Down the middle of the river. They say normally it's the other way around. Normally you go maggot and then you go to bread. But I'll try this way around, only because I was looking for maybe a babble. You know, once you put the ground bait in it, don't know, sometimes it works, but mainly it doesn't. They like, as I said, particles or just casses, hemp and maggots, meat and pellets. Some will go for the bread because, you know, they find it irresistible sometimes. Might need half a dozen chucks, I think, you know, on it first. See, so I'm holding the hook as I fill the feeder in. Slightly heavier feeder, for 45 grams, let's say open-ended. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. The advantage of fishing a bread, of course, you can switch to the meat then later, you know. You can switch to meat with the castor and the maggot as well, and the hemp, so. Oh, wow, on the bread. Look at it. It just goes to show you, they want it visually sometimes. I got a big hook on, and quite heavy bottom, so not a big one, but you know, the fish. Let's see, change the bait. Let's see, Change of bait. Just check his gob. Yeah, there's some maggots in there. On the bread. Just goes to show you, they want it visually sometimes. Got a big hook on. Quite heavy bottom, so. Not a big one, but you know, it's a fish. They said, you know, the bread does work marvellous sometimes. Yeah. Well, yeah, as I said, he had some maggots in his gob, so, but somehow the bread is more appealing. And because the water's clear, it's more visual as well, which is good. Perhaps I should have started on the bread now. It does make you wonder, doesn't it? Could be a flash in the pan, we'll see now. Do we get another bite? I say a nice little drop back, you know, wasn't a big sort of pull on it. There was definitely, you know, a nice drop back. So you see, he'd hooked himself, but when I had him in the net, the hook had come out. So I was lucky there, in a sense. So it just nicked him, I think, in the lip. So the fish are there, you know. As I say, they're not going mad, but as I say, they do, you know, whether it's a bit cold, I don't know, maybe they're not used to feed. Maybe there's not just, you know, a huge quantity of them there. It might be like lone rangers swimming around. But then, looking at the size of those fish, they are shoal type of size. So they are. Usually the lone rangers are the big buggers, you know, 5 pound, 5, 6 pounders, 4 pounders even. But that size, generally, when they're pound and a half, 2 pound, usually means they, you know, they like company. They like to swim together. It's like chublets, you know, you catch chublets, you catch plenty of chublets because they tend to keep together, don't they, you know, company. Yeah, I was surprised I had that I had that fish, you know, reasonably quick then. So if it goes again now. I don't know any fish that lad's down there had. I know he's had 2 early on. Might have caught more by now. We'll see. Yeah, that's the exciting thing about match fishing, isn't it? You know, you're fishing against the other lads as well as the fish. two-edged sword, so to speak. You know, always got to try and beat the anglers as well as trying to catch a fish. Right, I won't keep it there too long because, yeah, as I said, he had some maggots in his gob, so, but somehow the bread is more appealing. And because the water's clear, there's some more visual as well, which is good. You don't know if the bread's still on the hook. You know, it may come off, so I'll have another quick look now. You know, if you sort of look, if you look at it like as if you're float fishing, knowing it's going to come off. Oh, see, the bread is still on there, so all right. Give it a go. I'm using medium bread. Trouble is, it's not as fresh as I wanted it to be. With a fresh bread, it'll hold on the hook much better. But yeah, okay. This rod I'm using, it must be about 30 years old. It's a lovely rod. It's made by Mitchell. It's almost like a beach caster almost. You could probably use it down on the sea. There were about 4 different tips to them, but I think this is the last one not damaged. It's in 3 pieces. A lovely action rod, you know. Ideal for big fish, barbel and chub, you know. It's called a Mitchell Privilege. Come on, fishy, fishy. So they are taking the Magnuson casters because, as I said, that was he had a few in his gob. Not as much as the first one. The first one was actually coughing it up. But usually that's a bad sign because generally that means there's not that many fish in front of you. I'm just hoping that I can draw fish into the swim, really. The pegs are quite far apart. They're, you know, got to be 50 yards apart. Got plenty of room, plenty of scope, you know. So I'll keep it going in for a good half hour. Fill up the red. I think there's going to be some big weights today because the water's perfect. You know, it's just got to be on them to get a big weight, I think. And see, I'm not the best of drawers. I know we get our runs, you know, sometimes we'll have a run of good draws and then we'll have a run of bad draws. I like to look at it like it's like putting money into a slot machine. You know, the more money you put in, the sooner you're going to win. Well, eventually you'll win anyway. So it's like drawing a peg. The more matches you fish, the more chance you've got of drawing a good peg. Yeah, when we're bread fishing, obviously it's a ball of chuck. You know, you have a chuck down, then you put the bread out. You know, you put a ball out, and you just keep at it, keep at it. So it's the sort of the same principle. This you don't have to wait as long as you do, like as if you when you on the maggots and casters. So really, I should bring it in again now. I don't know, little knock. Then I don't know what that was. A leaf. Right. Okay. Well, the bread's still on. Was off. Oh, a bit of bread on it. Yeah, so I'm using a baker's breadcrumb. Trouble is, I'm down to my last couple of pound on that now. Got to go to a bakery to get it. Then you got to sieve it. I used to have a contract with the local bakery many years ago. I mean, my friend Clive Roberts and me used to sell it on. I remember selling, I think it was a ton to Dick Clegg once, many years ago when he was in the trade. Sent a big wagon up and bloody took it all off us. The only problem we had, of course, is bloody mice everywhere with it. They smell like bread, fresh bread, crumb, and You know, you get mice from everywhere. Suppose it could be the same as chub. They like the smell of that bread, maybe. Come on, come on. Hmm. We're not going mad for it, are they? You know, you'd expect like to get a bite every couple of minutes, but it's not happening really. You have to wait an hour for the first fish and only 5 minutes for the second fish, you know, on the bread. So I need a few more yet, though, really. You know, I visualize about 20 to 30 pound to win this section, so I'm nowhere near that. If they're hungry, they'll come for it. One more. Hey, on the bread, that one. How's the matey doing? Nothing. Second chuck, fucking gets one on the bread. I wish I'd done it earlier now, but there we are. Well, no, they're only pound and a half, £2, like, you know. That guy down there, is he going right across? I thought so, yeah. Because I'd be looking at this and I'm thinking maybe I should do it, you know. Because I've been sort of fish in the middle, sort of thing. It's an option to go for, I suppose. Yeah. Is it? Well, the flow's over there. Yeah. I mean, it's going through a bit in the middle there, mind. Yeah, well, I'll have a little chuck across there if you know, if this I don't get any more on this in the next 10 minutes or so. Eh? On the meat, is he? What's he had his fish on down there? He has. Right. I know. I think should I start? Normally I start on the bread, but I gone the other way around today. I went on the maggot and then only because if you once you put bread in, the barbel don't come, and that's the only reason I done it. Because it are hard barbel on you, you know. Yeah. It might come on though. You never know. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen that happen. Yeah, yeah. Where they just turn up. I mean, the fish I've caught are like a shoal fish, so I would think there's more there, but yeah, like the Lone Rangers, you get the big ones, like they're Lone Rangers, isn't it? It looks fishy though. It looks brilliant. I reckon there's gonna be some big weights out today. Not down here, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know. Yeah, well, Spud won off that the other 3 years ago, didn't he? You know there's fish there. That's the thing, don't you? You don't, nobody ever fishes these pegs hardly. Just your odd barbel angler. Yeah, that's where you normally catch them down the river, down the middle normally, don't you? But as you say, it might be worth going across. See what happens in a minute. You fishing on next week? Oh, all right. He's gone. Yeah, I'll give it another 5 minutes and then I'll go right across, I think, and see what happens. Like he said, that the lad down there caught him right across, and he reckons it flows right across. I don't know. It's a bit deceiving looking at it from this angle. Ooh, it's starting to get a bit cold now. Ooh. Okay, they haven't turned out all that clever, to be honest. Just those two chub. Apparently, the one on the end, or end but two, I think, in the slightly deeper water, he's had 6 chub. He's had 3 chub below me and 3 grayling. So there are, and the 2 below him have packed up. They've gone. Paul Johnson and the other guy. I think he's blanking above me. So there are. that's how it goes. About an hour to go. I've had to go right across. Nothing at all. Apparently that's how he's had him down there across. So, but I noticed there's all trees opposite, so maybe that's why, you know. That's why he's catching maybe. But then the guy below me, he got the same as me, and yeah, don't know what it is. Yeah, so just going through the motions at the moment now. Unless they turn up in the last hour. I mean, the water's starting to clear. It's dropping actually. It's a lovely flow there now. I mean, if I could fish afloat, I tell you, I think I'd catch, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, it's about 1/4 hour to go. I haven't had any more. I've tried a few things. I've tried the meat, tried a big lump of meat. Tried a couple of small pieces of meat. I'm on a 16 at the moment, double maggot. I don't think the fish are here, to be honest. So probably odd ones, but nothing to get my sort of teeth into. He's had, as I said, he's still having 6 down on the bottom there, and 3 below me. So anyway, I've got the 2-day festival to look forward to anyway this week. So at least I am blank today. That's amazing. As I say, there's 3 in this section that are blanked. So yeah. Anyway, as I said, thanks for watching. Just do a picture of the fish now, 2 chub I caught. So hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Okay, thanks for watching anyway.